How is it going, everyone? Daxellz, and today reacting to the newest video game donkey video reacting to how to be a good game reviewer. Let's get straight into it. I expect nothing but informative content from this man. Anyway, and away we go.
Welcome to IGN, kid. So you're our new reviewer, huh? I'll be your handler, Walter White. I'm gonna show you how to do a good game review.
And cook.
Bring up that one stupid-ass one.
Immortals of Avium is an impressively confident first-person shooter.
They need to keep this guy on the reviews. 8 out of 10. Good thinking. He's an old pro. Now, Paulie, bring up one of our bad reviews that we like to do.
Monotonous micromanagement, a poor interface, and by-the-numbers combat.
This game scored a 75 out of 100 rating for PS5 on Metacritic from the critics. Seems pretty decent, unlike this review. 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Fucking amateur. I remember this kid. He was nice. Quit the next day. Paulie, get this shit show off the
What world? I'm reacting to a video of a guy reviewing people reviewing games. This is crazy.
Baldur's Gate 3 is just about everything I could have asked for.
Oh boy, IGN really made a comeback. 10 out of 10.
This is actually going to be game of the year, I reckon. Lots of people love it. It's got a niche audience. I would prefer it if it was Hogwarts Legacy, but there's loads of controversy behind that. But that's
the shallow number of samey maps can get monotonous pretty quickly.
This game looks like shit. No way this dude has played other horror asymmetricals or even understands the genre.
If you've played any asymmetrical horror game, be that Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, Evil Dead or Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed,
Travis Northup needs to apologize for his reviews big time.
Dave the Diver...
Wait, they have a Ghostbusters game?
Never stopped surprising me. Easily one of the best games I've played this year so far.
Great review. Might pick it up. Thanks, IGN.
Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life doesn't offend, but it sure doesn't impress.
How many reviewers do they have for one company? That's bloody stupid. Because it would never be consistent. It would just be everyone else's opinions. It's... Huh? That's just so they can pump out the reviews, isn't it?
It's supposed to feel dated. Love this game.
Final Fantasy 16 really impressed me.
Great review. Fair points were made.
Diablo 4 is completely awesome to behold.
Agreed for once. 9 is an accurate rating. Great game for sure.
Octopath Traveler 2 is another good old-fashioned 80-hour JRPG.
7 is a piss-poor score.
Oh, they were like three for three there.
8 at minimum. This guy was all over the place with his minimum.
Honkai Star Rail is the best free-to-play game of the year so far.
Amazing review. Amazing game.
This is a sadly lackluster follow-up to Modern Warfare 2019's refined take on a Call of Duty campaign.
6 out of 10. IGN died long ago.
Make you feel like Spider-Man?
Jesus, give this man a
how can you feel like Spider-Man in Assassin's Creed?
More people passionate like him for video game reviews.
But if you haven't already played it on Wii, the deluxe version is the ideal way to see what a traditional Kirby game is all about.
Another IGN reviewer that doesn't understand the Kirby series.
This is Ragnar, and he is
I'm starting to get the point that people will not be happy no matter what you do.
my large adult demon
And
son.
that makes sense.
That was actually an amazing review. I'll take my hat off and admit it.
Sometimes nostalgia makes things from the past seem better than they actually are.
I've learned over the years not to trust IGN.
Oh
if you want a real review, go over to GameSpot.
This is the most
off of rooftops
like
and flips
this
backwards to face
audience
the camera
is crazy.
before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.
It's Metroid. I love those games.
That was the best IGN review I've seen in a decade.
But he's hoping that Sega can show some better judgment in the series' future.
Here's a hint, IGN. It helps when you get a reviewer that actually wants to play the game they're reviewing. Like me.
Cyberpunk 2077's impressively flexible design makes it a truly remarkable RPG.
That game was completely
I'm sure the patches will
broken.
fix everything. Best to wait a few weeks to play.
Shenmue 3.
A few years to play. How long's it been since it's been out? A couple of months, maybe a year. It's only just like barely it's playable now. They're actually bringing out a DLC. It looks pretty good.
In all its oddity exists.
You're criticizing the game. This is not a proper review.
While there are some mischaracterization opportunities, Age of Calamity remains a blast from start to finish.
Somebody ban that guy.
Finally gives a fair and great review. Super hyped to pick this game up tomorrow.
But while it may not be the most stylish or polished, its rugged and brutal look at the muddy business of Scandinavian expansion is as memorable and dense as an Assassin's Creed has ever been.
Thank you for making a non-biased review. Best review I have seen. Many others are obviously haters of yours.
But there aren't enough interesting weapons to keep the battles
not wrong.
This guy has
There is a
obviously
haters
never
on
played a
Ubisoft.
serious Sam game in his life.
Pikmin 4 is an absolute failure of a Pikmin game and an insult to the masterpieces that came before it.
I didn't give it a 9. I'm starting to believe these aren't the real voices to the reviews.
Saints Row the third? More like this is the third time I've reviewed Saints Row 3.
Guys, ignore this.
I liked Saints Row 3. It was a bit crazy. I think 4 is where they went over the top, but 3 was quite good.
But the impressive graphical overhaul and welcome quality of life improvements make this the best version of Xenoblade Chronicles we've ever had.
This is actually such a terrible review. Did you even play the
Oh
game's
my god,
main
he's writing an
story?
essay.
You spoil one of the biggest plot points in this game to flex your endgame gear or whatever.
Oh my
you
god.
mispronounce names of major characters.
Yo. Do not mess with Xenoblade fans. They go hard. I remember when Donkey done the Xenoblade series on his channel, and yeah,
Unbelievably cool.
the comments were crazy.
Absolutely unparalleled way to virtually explore.
Yeah, how are people reviewing this? Because you can't put these all on the same scale of 1 out of 10. It's got to be for a certain genre, right? Like, you can't have platformers in with FPS shooters and then rate one a 9 and then rate the other a 9 because they're completely different games. I don't know how they.
Phenomenal.
I don't know, man.
Reviews like this, IGN. Give this man a raise.
But those few bright spots aren't enough to bring Battle for Bikini Bottom's passable but simplistic gameplay up to the standard of a 2020 platform.
Like, for example, if this game got a 10 and then Call of Duty, like AAA game, got a 4, they're not still on the same level because one's a platform, one's a shooter.
Why gamers should review games, not journalists.
Oh my god, this is what he's been doing.
Kingdom Hearts 3's Remind
I was gonna say
DLC
last
is
video.
oddly jumbled.
Trash! Fire this guy!
This is literally the worst review I've ever seen. They should have got a fan of the series to review this.
That said, I'm
Wow.
impressed by how much Square Enix has
I had
stuck
a
the
pound every
landing
time
for
they
one
said
of my
that.
favorite long-running series. And that's why it's so exciting to see that Kingdom Hearts 3 is as full of heart as it ever has been.
Great job, Jonathan. Honestly, I don't know who else could have done this review besides you.
Okay, that was summon. That was summon. It just goes you to show gamers do not know what they want. They will be biased when they like something and someone else doesn't like what they like. And yeah, there's just multiple things wrong with the gaming community that needs to be fixed. That's not a statement, that's a fact. Good video though.